Holy red fucking atmospheric pressure. I can feel the redness of the tube that you're viewing through begin to grasp you as I delve headfirst into the memoirs of the insanity that is what I've precociously, considerably also allotted time for the alleviation and allowance in my name and nomenclature to be called Memoirs of a Dipping into the Jelliest Beans of Fantasies and Fortescues and Forts of Views are not mine to use, a.k.a. the Book of Truth written with falsity and lies, similar to that of your Bible, for the Christians' version of, what is it called? The Kubla Khan. That's the one, yes. I shall now take you viewers of YouTubians, once members of Spaceship Earth. Note I said spaceship, not a planet. A planet is a place I can sit down with paper and brainwash graphical charts. And chartical graphs, in graphs so tall that they can eat the leaves off of trees. In Grafrica, where the grass grows so damn high. How high, you ask? It's about this tall, yeah. Oh, high the grass is. It is a slightly German Finnish accent that we finish the grass cuttings this high, you see. Funny you relate the racism to the ability to be an uncanny subject in the ideals and philosophies that we once called the Book of Heretics. I don't know if that was ever actually called that, and really, to be honest, the topic of which we're discussing, I don't know if matters in which they pertain to any known thing in history. Holy history, Batman, I think we just made it that way, though, so many different ways to walk the nimble needle of life like a kitty cat, with man flexes so slow, that of which only a very fast recording device set on slow motion could catch basically at any speed. Speaking of speed, back on to topic, back up to speed. I drive around the world, and you see, I see what you don't. I'm near parks, places of recreational environments where people come together in a cataclysmic display of emotional outrage, outpour, outdated, outdoors, even outdoors. The inside of a McDonald's can be an outdoors with imagination and a play place. Anyways, back to it. Does anybody else see the conundrums that I see in my day-to-day existence with commands of signs? Signs, everywhere a sign. Do this, don't do that. Breaking my back just to make it all mine. I got off topic. Yes, the signs and the conundrums of driving around a park are driving me insane, and I'm driving myself into a nitpicking finny-fanny of hatred for these commandments. If God made 10 commandments, or per se whatever prime-creating being you believe in a theological respiration, breath forth through the ideals of life and existence that thereof. If you believe in this, and the commandments that were given were either Shafari or Sharahi, or whatever Muslim-like Islamicness you tend to want to cut people's hands off for justifiably, or say you want to go the Christian route and justify the slaughtering of entire nations and genocidal peoples for no reason other than the Pope told you so, and because God tells us to kill infidels in a different word. I think he calls them domestic terrorists, yes, is what the Pope called it, is to fight and kill domestic terrorists, making sure to rape and murder their wives and family, as their commander is telling them to smite you, thine infidels, taker of said land of holy worship, la-da-da-da-da. We didn't even have oil then. Who the fuck really knew it mattered? Jeebus and Muhammad, the tricksters, they did. But anyways, that's a different day and different subject. Yes, signs, parks, recreational vehicles parked near the park. Does anybody wonder why there are signs that say park near the park in reference of the park, yet Nothing is written on these yellow, white outline signs other than the word park in big letters, randomly throughout the sides of the invisible walls of said square, circle, or whatever anglesque atrociousness we have developed for said parks. Yet at the same time, there's signs right before, after, or in between that also say, do not speed. Park. Do not speed. Park. No speeding. Park. Are these to be read in order? Which order do they be read in? Be it first, last, last of first. It's park. Don't speed. Park. Or don't speed. Park. Don't speed. Well, hurry up and wait, I say to myself, but where do I get the ability to drive if I'm speeding to park by not speeding while I'm parking? Make up your damn mind, sign makers. And know in Africa there are signs that say, here is where you must stand to not have AIDS. Easy sign, good message. It's right on the border of Africa at the ocean on the beach, and is an arrow pointed 15 miles that way in any direction to avoid the AIDS. It's not an endemic or an epidemic. It's a genetically controlled test site facility for alienistic creatures to play Dr. Anthill, man. That's another subject to get into, too. Hopefully, by the end of this here little quippet of an anecdote and exceedingly long and exceedingly strong linguistical proverbialitude, I will allow for you to interpret in any way, shape, or form, and rebuttal with other droves of ineptitudes, whimsical or interpretatiousnesses. Remember, it was free because of Al Gore, the god and creator of the interwebanites, aka the future beings of the entire informational web of the hive of the mind your own business. It's not kitty porn, she's just pretending, you sick fuck. You misogynistic, uppity-do, hoity, pinky-out wearing. I bet you eat at that damn pizza parlor, don't you? Did Wiki leak that information out, or do I need to go back home and whip Wiki something? Sometimes I get lost in rambling thought, and it comes out through words that people can hear, and then I'm told I'm not allowed at the schools anymore, and I say, but why? And they say, because you're creeping out the adults, and I say, but I'm teaching the kids how to not be homeless by doing everything they can to not be me. See me? Am I invisible? You can't even see me. You only see a picture depicted in picturing landlaciousnesses. It's like the wordplay that we decide to play upon these fields of recreational philosophies and conclaves of fortificades and fortitudes and forts for days of rude and lewds and quaaludes too, if you want the boods. Find the blues, for the old man's news is sad enough to hear about the dog dying as well. Grandma, that's old news as well too, as she died when I hit her with my broke-down truck. It was broke down previous to me pulling it out of gear, neutrally rolling over here with not any emotion given, pun intended. Oh, but this shall be part one, introduction of memoirs of flavorless beans of jelly-flavored candies, excluding the flavor of black licorice, because that is very, 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 very naughty and disgusting. Not too naughty to be discussed things. Soon to come.